Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and Terry just got some awesome new Crystron cards. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell next so you can become part of notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So we have some awesome new Crystron cards coming out in Supreme Darkness. Does this mean that Crytron Needlefiber is going to return? This is really interesting to actually see Crystrons get support, and it's awesome support. So let's go ahead and check it out. So first off, we have a new level 2 monster, which is actually really cool looking and actually looks a lot like Crytron Needlefiber, which is really neat. So this card is actually called Crystron Tristalos, which is actually really cool. And this card is a level 2 water machine tuner effect monster with 800 attack points and 2000 defense points. And you can only use the first and second effect this card's name once each per turn. That when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can special summon a Crystron monster from the deck, except another copy of this card. Then immediately as effect resolves, you get to synchro summon a machine monster using that monster you control. For its second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard to destroy a synchro monster you control, then special summon 2 Crystron monsters from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon from the X deck for the rest of the turn except machine monsters, which is a pretty cool effect to help you just bring monsters out to your side of the field. This card overall is fantastic for the deck and is exactly what Crystrons needed to be really interesting and really cool at helping you synchro summon out other cards, while also just basically just bringing out cards for free, which is really insane. So for the next card, we have Crystron Sulphate Hole, which is really weird. It's like sulfur, I guess. I'm not sure. This card is really interesting as well with 2,250 defense points, which is really weird for defense points as well. This card overall is just kind of weird, but looks really cool. But this card has 2 effects as well that are once per turns each. For its first effect, if this card is in your hand or your graveyard, you can actually target a Crystron card you control, destroy it, then special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon the X deck for the rest of the turn except machine monsters, which is not that big of a deal, and it's overall a fantastic effect just to be able to summon this card out to your side of the field, while also letting you target a Crystron and destroy it, so that you can summon this card out, which is really nice. Overall, a fantastic card. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can send up to 2 Crystron cards with different names from your deck to the graveyard, which is really awesome to be able to instantly send cards like Rosenix to the graveyard so that you can use it to generate a token, which is going to be extremely helpful with this card. This card is also a level 5 water machine monster, which is really interesting as well, but overall a fantastic card to finally have a good level 5 for this deck to be able to summon out to your side of the field to help you go in for cards like Metaltron, and it's just really good overall in the deck. We now have another synchro monster for the deck, and this one looks really cool, having a lot of ice on it, which is really awesome. This card has 2600 attack and 2100 defense, pretty respectable stats for this card. It's a level 7 water machine synchro effect monster, and it has the ability that it takes just a tuner and a non-tuner, making this card generic. That's really scary that it's actually generic, because the last time we got a generic Crystron card, it was Needlefiber. So let's go ahead and check out and see what this card does. This card has 3 effects, which is again really scary, but this card has 3 effects that you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. And this card is synchro summon. You can add a Crystron card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand, which is really cool to be able to just grab a card from the graveyard or the banishment. I'm not sure why it isn't just from the deck though, why you can't just search from the deck, but it does grab a card and recycles your resources, which is really nice. Monsters your opponent control lose 500 attack and defense. Respectable effect to be able to have, and that is not basically if you have multiple of these on the field, it stacks, which is really cool. Also, if this synchro summon card is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special summon 1 Crystron monster from your grave or banishment, basically replacing itself. Really cool card overall. Don't see it being that broken. It basically just recovers resources, gives your opponent like a debuff of 500 attack and defense, and then if it goes away, then you just get to be able to replace this card. Overall, interesting card. I feel like this card is more like a stepping stone for the deck though, so that you can go in for other synchro monsters, but it's pretty cool to be able to play in the deck though, and it's kind of an upgraded version of the level 2 one, which is kind of neat because you see all the ice crystals on this card as well, so it's kind of just like the upgraded version of it, which is kind of neat. A lot of the Crystron cards are like that. So let's go ahead and check out the next cards. We finally have a spell card, and this is why I'm scared. This is actually Crytron Needlefiber silhouette, or actually the image of Crytron Needlefiber on the card, which is really scary that we could actually see this card come back, because it was an insane link monster that we used to have. If you guys are unfamiliar with Crytron Needlefiber, is one of the most broken cards ever made, and it's insane to work with tuner monsters, but maybe we'll see it come back with like an errata where it does require like maybe like specifically Crystron cards and it can only summon out Crystron cards, but that would be insane, or even a new version of it later on. So this is actually a really cool card. It's a continuous spell called Crystron Inclusion, which is funny because it's the only one that's actually banned. But this card is actually a continuous spell that you can only activate one of this card's name per turn, and you only use its third effect of this card's name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add a Crystron card from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, instantly becoming a 3-of. This card is instantaneously a 3-of for that first search effect, with Crystrons finally getting a Rhoda. For its second effect, the first time each of your Crystron monsters would be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. That's a pretty good protection effect for your Crystron monsters. And for its third effect, it actually has the ability that you can banish this card from your graveyard and then target a Crystron monster in the grave and special summon it. Do we see Foolish Burial Goods being played in this deck to be able to use this card as a Monster Reborn? I'm not sure, but this card is really good because you do have that ability to basically just add any Crystron card you want from your deck to your hand. All of this card's effect, grabbing the exact card that you need off this card's ability. This card overall is fantastic for the deck, and just really cool to finally see Crystrons get a good spell card that they can actually use that's going to be a 3-of because it's a Rhoda for the deck. We also have a new trap called Crystron Cluster, and this card's artwork is phenomenal. It's actually the new Synchro monster back there, which is really cool, doing its signature attack probably, which is like Ice Spikes or Cluster, which is really cool. And this card is a continuous trap with a really cool ability that you can only use its second effect once per turn. Crystron cards you control cannot be banished by your opponent's card effects. That's a really interesting ability. Kind of a weird effect that it would just kind of like not be able to banish your Crystron cards. That's kind of a weird effect that it just makes it so your opponent can't do it. And for its second effect, you can target a face-up card on the field, or up to 2 if you control a Crystron Synchro monster, shuffle 1 Crystron from your graveyard or banishment into the deck, except another copy of this card, and if you do, destroy the targeted cards. That's a pretty good effect to be able to pop cards on the field, and I really like that overall, especially in a continuous trap that gives you a little bit of protection from banishment of your opponent's card effects, and also it having the ability to basically just shuffle your Crystron cards back and then help you recycle cards and let you pop cards on the field. That's pretty good overall to be able to use this effect, to be able to pop multiple cards with this card and be able to get to this card pretty easily in the deck as well. Overall, great support. I feel like every one of these cards has a place in the Crystron deck. Already with Crystron not having a lot of support, I feel like these cards are really good. This card, the Tristalos, is just amazing. This card is so good for the deck, and just probably one of the most broken support cards that we've gotten for Crystron besides Needlefiber. And also, again, a little scary to see Needlefiber in a card artwork. Maybe we'll see it come back. Hopefully not, but we might see it come back because it is in an artwork. That could be a hint for later that it might get an errata, that they might change the card's effect to make it where it only requires, or it specifically requires Crystron cards. I would love to see a lot of Link monsters do that, where they actually require their specific archetype monsters to be able to make them, like Anaconda requiring Predaplant, or the Crystron Needlefiber requiring actual Crystron cards and only being able to summon Crystron cards off its effect would be really nice. Or maybe even a new version of Crystron Needlefiber where it's not even like changed in errata, where they just basically give us like a new version of it, but like give it a bonus name to it, which is kind of neat. Like give it a signature attack name, almost like they kind of did with Harpy Spit Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast, where like retrained it, which would be really neat. I really hope that they do that in the future. They actually retrain Needlefiber. That'd be really nice. So overall, interesting support, really good support for Crystron. They get a Rhoda, they're getting some new main deck monsters, even getting an awesome looking new synchro monster. I feel like this card's, again, a stepping stone, though, but it's really cool overall, and it's a really awesome deck. It's really fun, and I really like the fact that they're actually getting some pretty good support. So, that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely be on the lookout for this new Crystron support in Supreme Darkness. So, that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad. We'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.